Over the course of the last year, on my local mountain, I've been working on a trail codenamed Stone Starlet. With the help of some friends, we've built some cool and interesting features all along the trail over the course of 16 videos. But the shark fin, which was featured in my last 2 videos, has by far been the biggest project to date. And while the fin was quite a bit of work in itself, it was the mud pit that took the lion's share of the sweat equity. The goal of this project was to conserve the downhill speed you get after Bob's bobsled and convert that into uphill momentum. Once it came time to test out the fin, the work we put in earlier came to fruition. Everybody was cruising uphill with plenty of speed to spare. In fact, if you could resist using your brakes, the speed achieved uphill was substantial.
It's fast.
All this gave me an idea. Since we are coming in so fast into this uphill section, a step up would be perfect here. But what is a step up, I hear you say? Well, it's basically a jump where the landing is higher than the lip. From the takeoff, you step up onto the landing. It'll be the perfect feature to maximize the terrain here. But before we get too far into this project, we've got some loose ends to tie up. In my last video, I asked you guys to name the shark fin. There were many fantastic shark-related ideas, like mud shark, bottom feeder, and hammerhead. I would have chosen any of those, but then Sister Shred came in and suggested Huckleberry Finn, the Mark Twain character. And if we just shorten that down to Huck Finn, I think we've got the perfect name. So from now on, we shall call the shark fin Huck Finn. It may be one of my favorite feature names yet. But now, back to our regularly scheduled programming. So now that we've completed the shark fin, we've got a great opportunity for a step up. So the plan is to turn this area into a lip, and then you'll be able to land somewhere up there. The faster you go, the further you go. I started by cleaning up the area for the takeoff, by pulling out some of the roots from the nearby stump that were in the way. And since the landing needed to be leveled out, I took dirt from there and moved it to the lip. I wanted to make the top of the lip nice and round since many people will be rolling over it. And although the landing doesn't have a transition in it yet, it's ready for some testing. Woo! Okay, it's gonna work. The next morning, I've been working so hard on this trail. Okay, I'm kind of tired now. But we're back out today, and it's time to improve the landing on this step up. So if you watch my video of me landing here, I'm landing with my back tire right around here, and my front tire's just right about in this fresh section. So I think if I start taking some earth and moving it from here down there, then I'll get a pretty nice landing out of it. So by digging out the area after the landing, I could lower it, while at the same time raising the transition, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. I've got landing! So fun. So by digging out this whole section here, I got enough soil, enough dirt to create a decent landing and case pad. I want this feature to be rollable, so if you should be able to roll over that and then up over this. But yeah, if you air it, hopefully you'll make it to the landing there. And with that hope, I dropped in. Alrighty. Case. As it turned out, my landing was just a little too far away. So I moved it back a foot and tried again. Okay. No brakes, Eric. Oh God. With the modified landing, I was able to clear it for the most part. All right, I cased it by maybe a foot. I think we'll leave it like that for now. That lip is gonna pack in. Yeah, I think it's just gonna get better and better. It's gonna go further and further. And it's gonna work. Sick. With the step up finished, it was time to extend the trail even further. We'll finally be breaking out of the Badlands and into the jungle. So with the shark fin behind me and the step up directly after, the trail kind of just goes down to the right. And you lose all that elevation in like 2 seconds. But if we go this way, there's a lot more we can do here. And that 2 seconds will turn into more like 30 seconds. And that means cutting new trail. There's nothing like fresh cut trail. And luckily for me, the dirt here is very easy to work with. With this new line into the jungle, I had a start point from just after the step up and an end point just before the can't cedar landing drop. But the route in between these 2 points could go in any direction. So with a desire to maximize the terrain, I wanted to test ride what I had so far to get an idea of how the trail was riding. And even though the new trail was still rough, it would still give me an idea of speed. Slow. I cased the jump a little.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I say when it gets packed, maybe it's gonna be nicer.
It'll be faster.
Yeah.
And that run-in I built yesterday is still bumpy, so it'll get faster too. Yeah, I think we can go left here. Over the past few videos, you may have seen that Yuka has been, well, there's no nice way to put this. She's been lying down on the job. But the fact is, when she's not lying down, she's been a great help. Plus, she's been fattening me up on homemade donuts. Oh my god. So this next time lapse is 8 hours of her working hard on the trail and clearing off the top layer of duff. So now that we have the trail mostly brushed out, it's time to build some berms. And although these berms may not be totally necessary, I've got some plans further down the trail that will require speed. Well, the first berm is done. Time for the next. Although the dirt here is the same beautiful stuff as earlier in the video, this next bit of trail was really tough to get running properly with little stumps and roots everywhere. It really is a jungle in here. So what I'm starting to realize is that all these trees around me are pretty much connected. So for example, this tree is connected in the ground to roots like this one, and there's just like a big mess everywhere. And basically I have to dig these out because they're just not a good riding surface. They're just gonna be like sketching you out all over the place. So yeah, it's a little tough here. It's just no fun and I gotta get rid of them. But eventually a third berm started to appear, along with my growing sense of satisfaction. Well, berm number 3 is complete. It's just so satisfying to build these. Like, obviously it's hard, you have to pull out all the roots and the stumps and stuff, but when you get the final project, it's just, it looks great and it'll last a long time and it's gonna make the trail super fun. I may be a bit of a masochist. It seems the more difficult the job, the more satisfaction I get from it. I just love making stuff. A few days later, after some rain, those berms had settled in a bit and the step up was running great. And though this new line isn't complete yet, let's ride it from the stump jump to see what we've got so far.
almost crashed.
This new line through the jungle is about halfway done now. And for the second half, I've got some big plans. But you'll just have to wait till the next trail build video to see what I come up with. But for now, check out my other videos in the series, and thanks for watching, and stay gnarly.